All right, so good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Super exciting. So for those of you that do not know me, my name is Brianna Anninger, and I am passionate about empowering and inspiring people just like you to truly wake up and live. So today we are on episode 3 of Personality Plus, and it is about when cymbals crash. So I thought that this was very interesting that our weight correlates with our personality. And so we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about maybe why some parenting challenges happen. And we're also going to talk about work. Hi, Patty. Thank you so much for joining. So if you are catching the live, go ahead and comment 1. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and comment 2. So why does our weight correlate with our personality? Well, if you've been following the series about the different personalities, you probably could guess how people put on their weight according to their personalities. So the first one we're going to discuss is about the sanguine. So the sanguine is that personality that is that life of the party. So for the sanguine, the book talks about that they are the ones that have a challenge with weight because they're going to so many social gatherings, and when there's social gatherings, there's the food. Also, the part of their personality of being a little bit the lack of control. They're the ones that just like to have fun. Just if it seems like it's something that they want to do, then they're going to go do it. And with the social gathering of the food, like they don't correlate sometimes with that fudge bar that they see in front of them is going to maybe not let them wear that tight dress that they might have. There's Layla making her little appearance. And then we have the melancholic. So that melancholic personality is, again, the one that is kind of more strict. So they don't really have a problem with weight because they're very analytical. So they decide, like, if I'm going to eat this donut, am I going to be able to fit in maybe my outfit tomorrow? Because they probably have their outfit planned for the week. And then we have our cholerics. So our cholerics, remember, they're the ones that are in charge. So they are very fast-paced. They are out the door. They have things planned too, but they're a little bit more just in that moment. So you can imagine they're probably the ones that eat a lot of fast food and maybe things that aren't healthy because they're just like, got to get it done and just like move, right? And then we have the phlegmatics. So the phlegmatics are those ones that they're the peaceful phlegmatics, and they kind of just go with the flow. So they kind of struggle with weight too because they don't really have that motivation to go to the gym or to find a healthy alternative. So I thought that was pretty interesting about our personalities correlating with our weight. So if you found that helpful, go ahead and comment helpful. And okay, so now we're going to talk about parenting skills. So those of you that are parents, go ahead and comment 3. And I'm sure that all of you guys can probably relate to the parent. Now, I'm not a parent, so I'm just going by what the book says. I'm a dog mom, of course, but that's completely different than raising a human, right? So parenting skills with our different personalities is the whole kind of the chapter. What they're talking about is that, again, this is all about communication. So maybe if you're not a parent yet, maybe have that conversation with your spouse or the person that you're in a relationship with, that, you know, how do you want to raise your kids? Obviously that powerful choleric is going to want to be very strict. That sanguine parent, they might want to be more freestyle, you know, have fun, be that parent that is out there playing baseball, you know, throwing that ball, or just like have all all the neighbors at the house, right? Because that's social gathering. And then we have those melancholics that they're probably very analytical, so they're thinking like, okay, I need to feed the baby this amount to get this amount of weight on the baby, you know, or this is an example, but they just analyze everything. And then you have that phlegmatic. Again, that phlegmatic is just, they want peace, so they might be that more lenient parent that is kind of just like, oh, you know, dad will discipline. You know, they kind of want to be that fun parent, but not really have that, they just don't want to have conflict, right? So they'll just kind of agree. So if you have a spouse that is, you know, the opposite of you, then obviously there is going to be that conflict with parenting because of the different beliefs. So what the book recommends, of course, is communicate. Communicate what you want and come to a compromise and understanding, okay? And the last thing we're going to talk about is work. Work and probably finances, they kind of go hand in hand. They're probably the most, what do I say, problems, I guess you would say, in a relationship or a marriage, because there's different views definitely on how you spend your money or how you save your money. And that does really come up with really big conflicts in relationships. So with working, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you are building your business and your spouse is kind of, like for me, Mike is on the road, so he's the one that is kind of taking care of most of our living expenses while I build my business. And so we have that understanding. I believe that it works a little bit easier for us than, you know, someone that maybe are two spouses and one's working, but they're more home. Because what happens is, like, for me, I spend a lot of hours on my business. So if Mike was here, he might feel a little bit, you know, like disconnected. So it's really important to have that conversation and to say, okay, I need, just like you going to work a 40-hour week, I need to work 40 hours too. And being able to kind of juggle, like, especially if you're a mom, that you need to be able to tend to the kids, right? So it's all about just communication. That's what this whole book is about, communication. That is how you solve, like, all the conflicts, and it's really interesting to read it and be like, it seems so easy, but when you're in that moment, it is very challenging, right? So that is our episode today. I want to thank everyone for joining. And I encourage you to implement some of these strategies and to help your relationship thrive. So I hope you guys have a great Friday. Do something fun. It's almost the weekend. So excited, right? And I want you to be that best version of you. And I will come to you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are going to talk about the Song of the Sanguine. So we're going to kind of go into the different personalities more in depth, okay? Because this is just the beginning of the book. So thank you so much for joining, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Bye!